They made Halo boring. How do you make Halo boring? Hey guys, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. First of all, sorry about the quality right now. I didn't take time to set up the camera. We're back in the kitchen. We're not in the studio. I didn't take time to really set up the camera and do this properly because I just finished watching the first episode of Halo, and I just wanted to get this out there, get this recorded, get my thoughts on it before before what I'm feeling is diluted. The first 15 minutes were fantastic. This is spoiler free, by the way. The first 15 minutes were fantastic. The first 15 minutes, I was like, okay, maybe we were worried for nothing. Maybe they do have this down. Maybe this is going to be good. Maybe this is going to be exciting. Maybe this is going to be a fairly decent representation of what we saw in the games. But then after 15 minutes, they find that artifact, and that's no spoiler. We saw it in the first trailer. They find that artifact, and it all starts going down the drain after that. After 15 minutes, they're hour-long episodes. They're only doing one episode per week, it looks like. But after that 15 minutes, it was 45 minutes of just talking. And talking about politics, and talking about the UNSC problems with human colonists. And then they barely touched on the Covenant and what was going on with the Covenant. And they just couldn't wait to get Chief's helmet off. Like, I know I'm going to be all over the place with this because this isn't scripted. This is just raw. And his helmet comes off in the first episode. We knew his helmet was going to come off, but they just couldn't wait to get it off. So they took the helmet off in the first episode. And what they've done to some of the staple characters, I don't want to say they've ruined Halo, because you can ignore this. I'm pointing to my TV, by the way. You can ignore this. You can ignore the show. You can keep playing the games. You can enjoy the games for what they are. But like the utter character assassination of the Keys, of Captain Keys, of Miranda Keys. Halsey is probably the closest to what we know, but even she isn't the Halsey that we've known for the past 20, 22 years or so. I've lost track. His Spartan team, from what we've saw of them, his Spartan team was pretty solid. And I like that the Spartan armor that they wear, you could all look like there's this one Spartan. You can look at him and go, hey, those armor pieces, I unlocked that in Reach. I'm familiar with that. I know what that armor set is. And the weapons absolutely look how we expect them to be, and for the most part function how we expect them to be, especially the energy swords. A lot of the Covenant weapons are fantastic. Like I said, that first 15 minutes, when the Covenant just come in and start wiping the floor with the human colonists, and then Chief and his team show up, and it's like 4 Spartans against a squad, against a platoon of Covenant elites. Like, that was awesome. That was what Halo was supposed to be. And then it just got boring. And what happens at the end is, it's mind-boggling that they have decided to go in that direction already. Like, after I finished watching episode 1, the first episode, I read an article, and I'm not going to tell you everything that the article said, but I agree with it for the most part. But the headline of the article was, Halo, the TV show, severely misunderstands its fans. And I think that's very true. And there was another one that I also agree with, that they brought up a good point, and it even bothered me, but I didn't realize why it bothered me at the time, that something happens that Halo and Quan, who is the human girl that we saw from the trailers, something is happening that they're surrounded, and she says, what are we going to do? And Chief says, I don't know. He's in combat. He's Master Chief. He is a Spartan. What are we going to do? I don't know. Now, you could argue, remember it's spoiler free, you could argue that the situation they are in may be unique to Chief in some ways. But to just say, I don't know. Not only does the show misunderstand what fans of Halo want, it doesn't do anything to keep the attention of Halo fans, and quite honestly, I don't think it does enough to bring in new fans. Like, it's just boring. Like, you know how sometimes you watch something and you can say, look, if this wasn't X, Y, and Z, I wouldn't mind this, but because they're trying to play it off as this, I'm not into it. That's how I feel about this, only to a point that, like, if it wasn't Halo, maybe I would be a little bit more into it, but it still doesn't change the fact that 45 minutes of this show was just boring. The first 15 minutes flew, the next 45 minutes, like, I had to check at one point and go, how long is this episode? I'm hoping it gets better. But I think they've shown us the direction that they want to go in with this. And I know there's not a whole lot of cohesion to what I'm saying. Like I said, I just watched it. I'm trying to sort things out myself. But these are my initial thoughts. That nothing about it felt intrinsically Halo, except for when the Covenant showed up. Like, that was awesome. That was cool. Like, they even used some of the sound effects from the game that, like, when the first Covenant came through the doors, all you heard was, "You man, what?" And, like, then they just started killing. And whenever you would see from, like, a Spartan's point of view, like, through the helmet, they had their shield monitor across the top. They had the motion tracker down here. It was set up like the HUD of the Halo games, and that made sense because in the games you were always looking through the Spartan's helmet. But past that, and Chief has no personality. Master Chief has absolutely no personality, no charisma, no humor, no nothing. And when he finally does take the helmet off, he's not Chief. Like, and I know we all have our preconceived notions of what Chief was supposed to look like, and usually it's this. Chief is us. That's the whole reason they keep the helmet on. But when he takes the helmet off, it's like his entire demeanor changes, his persona changes. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't work. I don't feel like it's working. Because I went into this with high hopes. Well, not high hopes, but I went into this optimistic, cautiously optimistic. I went into this and I was like, look, I'm going to give this a shot. Who knows? This could be another Witcher and not another Cowboy Bebop. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Did you all watch it? Let me know what you thought. I don't think the first episode was very good. I don't think it was very good at all. I give it 4 stars for the first 15 minutes, and then I deduct 2 stars for the rest of the show. So 2 out of 10. I don't know what else to tell you. 2 out of 5. I don't know what else to tell you. All right. So let me know what you think. This was something completely impromptu, so sorry about the quality, but I just wanted to get this out there. So I think I'll have something set up for Saturday. So we'll be in a little bit of a better mood then. So until then, play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.